course, we're here with the one and only Abel Sanchez, man. Just talk about the show. You know, Callum Walsh did it again, got another knockout. Tough guy, win some rounds, you know, developing little by little.
Yeah, Callum is starting to come into his own. I know he's only got 7 or 8 fights, but he's fighting some grizzled veterans. I think the pressure today against his opponent was a little too much. They looked a little sluggish at the beginning, but I understand now why. They kind of rushed them out because they knockouts early. But it's a good show. Altogether, it was a good show. Good fights.
Definitely, man. Just want to talk. I know we talked a lot about it before with Spence Crawford. You know, I know you saw what happened. Just why do you feel? I remember you telling me kind of you thought Spence's size would kind of be maybe the difference in the fight. Why do you think Errol wasn't able to use that?
You know what? He looked like a different fighter walking into the ring. He just looked to me like he was. His eyes looked bad to me. And I was at a house where there was a couple policemen, officers, you know, and they said the comments they made was he looks like he's loaded. You know, his eyes look like he's loaded, like he's not all there. And then I saw a picture of him. I'm not saying that he was, but he just didn't look complete. Then I saw a picture of him at the press conference a couple days before. He had a hat on. He looked like a skeleton to me. His face looked so thin, so gaunt. So, in my opinion, I don't know what the real reason was, but in my opinion, he wasn't all there. That wasn't a Spence that I've seen in the past.
I mean,
but not taking anything away from Crawford. Crawford looked like $1 million.
He really did, huh?
Yeah,
he really did. Do you think it was like you said it looked like a skeleton? Do you think maybe he was a little drawn?
I thought maybe he lost too much weight and never got back to strength. But you know what? That Crawford that fought that night, Spence would have had to been 100% to be able to compete and maybe not even beat Crawford that night. Crawford looked so good.
And truth be told, like Errol caught him a couple times with like the overhand left.
He had no snap on his punches. It didn't look like he had anything on his punches. But again, I think I said this before. The guy that works the midst with Crawford, I don't know his name.
Saul.
Yeah. I've watched him work with Crawford, and they work on technique, and they work on balance, they work on foundation, they work on all those things. That makes such a difference. Crawford looked like a fundamentally sound fighter. His legs were under him, his distance was perfect, his punches were crisp, and the other guy was not.
Like you said, he looked incredible, right? I mean, he looked so incredible. The talk now is him moving up 21 pounds to face Canelo.
I hope that's talk, because that's ridiculous.
Not a fan of that?
No. It's like Roy Jones moving up to heavyweight and Tony moving up to heavyweight.
Jones did it? I mean,
I know,
you do it successful.
When you talk about Canelo fought probably one of the best fighters that doesn't get the credit for being one of the best technically sound fighters in Bivol, and held his own. Yes, he got beat, but held his own. How's a young man for 140 pounds going to compete with a guy? It just doesn't.
No, I agree. But that's how great he looked, right? As they just kind of looking for a challenge.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, if they make it, I understand why.
Right. You watch. So watch.
I won't watch it, but I understand why.
Right. Just obviously, Canelo has a fight lined up already. Obviously, with Charlo moving up himself 2 divisions, 14 pounds. Stylistically, what do you see happening in that fight?
I just don't see he's gonna be quicker at the beginning. He's gonna get his punches in at the beginning. But again, you're talking about a guy that just fought Bivol and was competitive, and Charlo is nowhere near Bivol. So I see a competitive fight for 2 or 3 rounds, and I think the Canelo starts to break him down, make a good plan. I like a good plan, and maybe late stoppage or lopsided decision.
So you don't subscribe to the idea. I've seen people say, you know, maybe Charlo, because he's big. People say he's bigger just in the taller. You know, he's kind of a big guy himself. Canelo himself is like 5'8". But you don't think his boxing skill, the way maybe Lara did, with Floyd, obviously is a total different monster.
In all the interviews, besides the Bivol interview, that's exactly what everybody said. Oh no, he's too big for Canelo. He's got to beat Canelo. He's too fast for Canelo. He's getting Look at all the interviews. What did he do? What was Caleb supposed to do to him? And he couldn't. So other than Bivol, they've said that all along. I said that about Bivol too, that I thought Canelo was going to beat Bivol. But obviously I was wrong, and Bivol's a much better fighter than we give him credit for.
He really is. It's unfortunate we can't get undisputed at his weight class.
But he's not flashy enough. He's not out there enough. We don't give him the credit. He's not American. We don't give him the credit, but he's a hell of a fighter.
Just quickly before we leave that, Bivol and Beterbiev, do you think?
Ooh, tough fight. Tough fight. Before the Canelo fight,
like now,
before the Canelo fight, I would have favored Beterbiev. I have a champion, or I had a champion who's coming back, is in Arsene Goulamirian, who sparred with Beterbiev many times. And he tells me that is probably one of the strongest guys he's ever sparred with. But now, after the Canelo fight against Bivol, I'd have to think Bivol would be smart enough not to let him get off, not to let him crowd him, not to let him do any of the things that Beterbiev does. But that's a heck of a fight. That's a heck of a fight. That's a Crawford Spence, shouldn't say that. That's a Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns kind of fight where they're both great fighters and to pick them.
Right, they're both undefeated. Did you happen to see Usyk's fight with Dubois this
I read about it. I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it? I want to ask if you thought it was a low blow.
I saw the pictures. I didn't think it was a low blow. That particular shot that shows. But then again, I didn't take the shot.
Right. No,
Usyk took the shot.
Right, for sure. Man, Abel, I think that's about it. Oh, just speaking of Usyk, does Tyson Fury fight him? How does it play out if Tyson fights him?
Easy fight for Tyson Fury. It's an easy fight for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is the man. At heavyweight anyway.
Right. It's just too small, or just Tyson's that good?
Tyson Fury's that good. Tyson Fury is, in that division, I would say that's Bivol.
That good?
In that division, yeah.
Right. Awesome, man. Thank you so much for your time, Abel. Just last one. Who's the top 3 pound for pound for you right now?
Pound for pound in which way? Technically sound, money makers, gate attraction.
However your pound for pound.
Okay, for me, a pound for pound is the guy that rules boxing, and that's Canelo. Why? Because he's making the most money than anybody. That's why. That's the base of boxing to me. I think Crawford is number 2. He will make money like Canelo. He doesn't have to fight Canelo to make the money. I think that he proved to us that he's very TV worthy and very watchable. He proved that. Third, I'd say Tyson Fury. That's the top 3.
Awesome. Abel, thank you so much for your time, brother, as always, man. Great to talk to you. Tell the fans, man, where they can follow you, what you're up to.
At Abel the Summit, on, what's that?
Instagram.
That's it.
There it is. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.